Hello, all my friends, hello. Hello, all my friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Welcome. I am all dressed up. I bet you, does anybody know why I'm dressed up? I can't hear you because it's a one-way conversation, actually. But it is Miss Christie and my 9th wedding anniversary. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Tazzy Read Stuff, day whatever this is, and book 884 and 885 or something like that, or something like that. 884, 885, that's it. Where I, Tazzy, reads more books to add to the list, and then it gets longer. And it is Miss Christie's and my anniversary, so there you go. Boop! Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. Oh, you dressed up too? That's awesome, Miss Christie. Look at you. I don't have. I got. Look what I got. I got cufflinks. You do. Right there.
Very fancy.
Fancy. Hey, guy, looking snazzy as usual for you. That's AJ. AJ's from Thunder Bay. He's Thunder Bay in Thunder Bay. That's my buddy AJ. Renee says happy anniversary. Thank you very much. I love yous as well. Happy anniversary from Barb Buffington. Johnny GTO. Johnny GTO. How do we say that though? We don't go to Johnny GTO. We go Johnny GTO. Well, he's gonna go. Johnny GTO. You gotta have that voice. Yeah, that's right. Johnny GTO, baby. Hey, Tazz and Miss Christie. When are you gonna pick up your anniversary present? It's pooping and chewing everything in my house. Well, technically, Johnny GTO, it would be chewing and then pooping, just to let you know. And don't say anything because she doesn't know yet. Miss Christie needs to make an official on-screen appearance. She just did. Happy anniversary to you both. Thank you very much. Justin says happy anniversary. Or no, Justin says hi, Miss Christie. And somebody just said happy anniversary as well. More happy anniversaries. There you go. And Justin, I showed you that awesome video that Big J sent us. Justin, that was great. Many more. What's my favorite part of that?
My little hand went
That's it. Many more. That's awesome. I feel kind of snazzy. I haven't dressed up in a year and a little bit to go anywhere on stage. And to let you know, I think I've lost weight because look, I didn't have to use 2 expanders on this. This is no expanders.
That's awesome, Tazzy.
Yeah, I can't breathe, but it's no expanders. The best anniversary gift is the one that is secret with obvious clues. I thought it said obtuse clues. I'm getting you. What are you getting? I'm giving you obtuse clues. It's a triangle. It's an obtuse triangle. I'm excited. I had two really good shows today, actually. Newfoundland, and I had a great big nap because we had dim sum for supper, and then I had a nap. We thought, oh, well, Miss Christie and I, we'll cuddle up on the couch and watch a show. And she's like, oh, it's a good idea. She comes and cuddles up, and like 4 seconds later, I'm like,
it's 9 years of marriage.
That's 9 years of marriage. Did I even make it through any of the first? I think I made it through one episode of Community, and I was just like, and Christy's like, what's dripping on my head? Oh, he's drooling again. That's awesome.
We were going to order La Fiesta.
We were going to order La Fiesta. We had it all picked out, and then they're closed on Tuesday. So we ordered dim sum. It was okay. Yeah. It was not bad. It was like
it wasn't my favorite. I would have much preferred La Fiesta.
La Fiesta as well. Yeah. But La Fiesta doesn't have dim sum.
It's correct.
And
that's why I think I would prefer it.
That's it. Yeah. Kirsten says happy anniversary, and Annette says happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, kids. So we should read book. It's still going to be Zeus's-on, but I don't know. Should I wear my hat or should I wear this hat?
I think it's okay that you're wearing
I'm going to wear this. I'm just going to wear this. That's what's going to happen.
I think you might clash a little if you put the...
Oh, yeah. Try it. It just wouldn't. It just doesn't match, right? It's like, it doesn't...
There you go.
Oh, that's good. Miss Christie will wear it. That's it. I'm going to get a picture of her in this hat. There you go.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you very much. There you go. That's Miss Christie. She's real. I told you she's real.
Does it come into the frame if I do this?
A
Yes,
little
it
bit.
does.
It does come. Your hat's 2 feet taller than you are. If we were going onto the bridge, you'd have to be like, oh, careful, 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 careful. We'll have to go for a convertible ride later, and your hat will be. Sometimes you do that. Not that sound. Oh, you guys are adorable. Well, yes, we are. That's because we are pretty awesome. Okay, I know that this was, but it's a little still tight a little bit. I think my Adam's apple needs to be free. There we go. You know what? Because of my beard, you can't even tell that it's not really plugged in. Plugged in. Beep. Let's read some books. I'm going to read, we'll read, let me see how long is this book? Yeah, let's do this. We'll read this book. And, and then I'll read one of Miss Christie's favorite books for me to read. There you go. How's it?
If you want to go...
Oh, the thing, I got planned out.
You got something? Okay.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, if you wanted to read one of my favorite Doctor Who books.
Doctor Who books?
Not Doctor Who. Doctor
Get into the phone booth because we didn't have enough props to make a proper one. Which one's one of your favorites?
Let's see.
Because I was going to read this one because I love how you react when I read that one.
Yeah, that one's good, but
okay.
you tend not to read my favorite ones because they're the longer ones.
Okay, which one's yours?
Well,
talking about being longer ones.
You could read.
Okay, what am I going to read here? Okay.
Horton Hears a Who?
Horton Hears a Who.
That's
Where
a
is
good
it?
one.
There you go. You're like, or if I ran the zoo, Horton Hears the Zoo, Scrambled Egg Super, Happy Birthday to You.
Read Horton Hears a Who.
Horton Hears a Who.
That's
okay.
a good one.
There you go. Well, just like after 29 years of marriage, how long have we been married? Just 9? After 9 years of marriage, we do it. This is the way we have compromises. I want to do something, and Miss Christie wants to do something, and so we compromise and we do what Miss Christie wants. It's
really?
Horton
That's the way it goes normally?
Horton Hears
yeah?
Let's just keep talking. You can't.
Who's better at compromise?
That's it. Horton Hears a Who, and this book is well read. This book is one of the is an original. Actually, you know what? That's not an original book. This is an original Horton. Oh no, that's not an original Horton Hears a Who. This is the original. This is an original Horton Hatches the Egg from 1950s. But anyway, let's go back to. I got lots of Horton hat. I'm gonna sell some of my Dr. Seuss books off so that other people go. I've got 3 copies of the same book, different years. Anyway, I did get you something else, Miss Christie.
What?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Do you see it?
No, I don't see anything.
That's because I didn't get a puppy. That's my anniversary gift to you.
Sweet.
Yeah, tomorrow's not our anniversary, though. Horton Hears a Who. There you go. This is my Dr. Seuss because we're going for the Dr. Seuss-a-thon.
See, you could probably put stuff in the... You could put, like, flowers all the way around your collar.
Maybe.
Or
Puppies are cute and awesome.
Loonies or toonies.
Okay. Horton Hears a Who. This is Horton Hears a Who. And this book was written in 1954. There you go. This is on the 15th of May, in the jungle of Newell, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton, the elephant, heard a small noise. I've never read this book.
No?
No.
Not even as a kid?
Not even as a kid. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again. A very faint yelp, as if some tiny person was calling for help. I'll help you, said Norton, but who are you and where? He looked and he looked. He could not see anything there but a small speck of dust blowing past in the air. I say, muttered Horton, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that was able to yell. Do you know what I think? Well, I think there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust. Some sort of creature, of very small size, too small to be seen by my big elephant eyes. Some poor person who's shaking with fear, he'll blow in the pool. He has nowhere to steer. I'll have to save him because, after all, a person's a person, no matter how small.
That is so true.
I wish the world would remember that.
Yeah.
A person is a person, no matter how small.
And no matter how big.
Well, see, there was a lot of politically stuff that he wrote, and what he meant, I think, was in financial and economical stature as well.
It could be.
Yeah, for sure. So gently, using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his big trunk through the air. He lifted the speck of dust and carried it over and placed it down, safe on a very soft clover.
That was really nice of him.
Yes, I also know that Dr. Seuss has never seen a clover before. Humph, humped a voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said humph too. Well, that speck is so small, the head of a pin on a person on that. Well, there never has been.
It's unfortunate that they're so
right away
to shut things down without.
Believe me, said Horton, I'll tell you sincerely. My ears are quite keen, and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, there's likely 2, even 3, even 4, and quite likely a family, for all that we know, a family with children that's starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just let them be.
Wise words.
Yes. I think you're a fool, laughed the sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. You're the biggest blame fool in the jungle of Newell, and the kangaroo plunged in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing! The elephant frowned. I will not let all my small persons get drowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and he hustled away. I like this book. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread. He talks of a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower. And Norton walked worrying almost an hour. Should I put the speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons might come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't, after all. A person's a person, no matter how small.
Yep.
Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. A voice so faint he could barely hear it. Speak up, please, Horton said, and he put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice. I'm very fine friend. You've helped us all folks like this on this dust speck no end. You saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You saved all our churches and grocery stores.
He must feel good about that.
That would be awesome. You mean? Gasped Horton. You've got buildings there too? Oh yes, piped the voice. We most certainly do. I know, called the voice. I'm too small to be seen, but I'm the mayor of the town, and this is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you might seem terribly small, but to us, who aren't big, they're wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, and I am a Who, and we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town. You're safe now. Don't worry. I won't let you down. as he spoke to the mayor of the speck. 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickhamsman brothers came shouting, "What rot! This elephant's talking to who that's who's not. They aren't any who's, they don't have a mayor. So stop making all the nonsense. So there."
Sometimes you should just leave people alone.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't believe them, you should just leave them alone.
They snatched Horton's clover and they carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle named Vladikov, a mighty strong eagle and a very swift wing. And they said, "Would you kindly get rid of this thing?" And before the poor elephant could even speak, the eagle flew off with a flower in his beak.
Oh boy.
All the late afternoon and far in the night, that black-bottomed bird flapped his wings in fast flight. While Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, "Please don't harm my little folks, who have such right to live as the bigger folks do." But far, far beyond him, the eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back, "Quit your yapping. I'll fly through the night. I am a bird. I don't mind it. I'll hide this. Tomorrow you'll never find it." Oh, I don't think that's nice.
Doesn't sound very nice at all.
Yeah. Vlad the eagle's pretty mean. Then at 6:56 the next morning he did. It was sure a terrible place that he did it, sorry. It was sure a terrible place that he hid it. He let the small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. "Find that," sneered the bird, "but I think that you'll fail." And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail.
Oh. Look at all of those flowers. How is anybody
It's clover
gonna
and
ever find
over
them?
and over and over. "I'll find it," cried Horton. "I'll find it or bust. I shall find my friends on the small speck of dust." By clover, by clover, by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called, "Are you there?" By clover and clover he found that the one that he sought was just not around. And by noon, poor old Horton was more dead than alive. He picked and he searched and piled up 9,005.
He looks tired.
Very tired.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Then, through the afternoon, after an hour after hour, till he found them at last, on the 3 millionth flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "tell me to tell. Are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well?"
It's a lot of flowers. He's
3 million.
very dedicated to finding them.
Well, you'll do anything to find your friend. From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. "We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When the black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs smashed, our bicycle tires all blew up and we crashed. So Horton, please," pleaded the voice of the mayor's, "will you stick by us who's while we're making repairs?" "Of course," answered Horton. "Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folks through thin and through thick."
They got lots of work to do. He's mending a umbrella.
He's
over
mending an
here,
umbrella there, yep.
Sweeping up some stuff.
He's fixing the burst tires there.
Yeah.
"Humph," humped a voice. "For almost 2 days you run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who never existed. Such carrying-ons on our peaceful jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle. And I'm here to state," snapped the big kangaroo, "that your silly nonsensical game is all through." And the young kangaroo, in a pout, said, "Me too." So that shows you that no matter what the adult does, the child will almost always mimic.
Yeah, they do tend to mimic. Yeah.
Never worry about who your kids are going to grow up to be, but always worry about who your kids are going to grow up to be like. So you have to set a good example. That's what you have to do. With the help of the Wickham brothers and dozens of Wickham uncles and Wickham cousins and the Wickham in-laws, whose help I've engaged, you're going to get roped and you're going to get caged, and for your respect, thou shall not boil, that we shall boil in hot steaming kettle of bezelnut oil. Boil it? Gasped Horton. What that you can't do. It's full of the persons, they'll prove it to you.
Oh, that makes my tummy turn a little bit.
No kidding.
Gonna go to that length.
Mr. Mayor, Horton called. Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove now that you really are there. So call a big meeting, get everybody out, make every who holler, make every who shout, make the who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up a bezelnut stew. Bum, bum, bum. And down on the dust speck, the scared little mare quick called a big meeting in the Whoville town square, and as people cried loudly, they cried out in fear, "We're here! We're here! We're here! We're here!"
Yeah, they look like they're yelling it as loud as they can.
The elephant smiled. "That's clear as a bell. You kangaroo heard that very well." "All I heard," snapped the big kangaroo, "was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices, and you shouldn't either." The youngest kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me neither."
Maybe they need to clean their ears.
"Grab him!" they shouted. "The cage, the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots so tight he'll never shake loose. Then dunk the dumb speck in the diesel nut juice." Horton fought with great vigor and vim, but the Wickham gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they started to haul him into the cage. But he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up. I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small. And you or very small persons shall not have to die if you make yourself heard. Come on, now try." The mayor grabbed his tom-tom and started to smack it. And all over Whoville, they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin cans, they beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots on clarinets, oompas, and boompas, and flutes.
Oh, I need some really good earplugs for that day.
Yep.
But I'd be out there making as much noise as I possibly could.
Me too. I'd be blasting great toots as well.
I know you would.
Great gusts of loud racket rang through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mayor called up through the howling mad hubbub, "Hey, Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, "I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing the best and making all the noise? Are you sure that every hue and Whoville is working? Quick, look through your town. Is there anyone lurking?" So is everybody helping? Through the town rushed the mayor from east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping. Everybody seemed to be beeping or bipping. But it wasn't enough. All the ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. make more. He raced through each building and he searched floor to floor.
Would you bip or would you beep?
I'd be bippity.
You'd be bippity?
I'd be bippity.
I might be boppity.
Bippity boppity boo. Tazzy Marinka, Christy Marinka, bippity boppity boo. And just as he felt like he was getting nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through the door that the mayor discovered one shirker quite hidden away. In the Fairfax apartment 12J, a very small shirker named Jojo was standing, balancing a yo-yo, making no sound, not a yip, not a chirp. The mayor rushed inside and grabbed the young twerp.
Yeah, I'd be calling that kid a twerp too. Come on. Everybody else is outside making noise.
Yep.
Get out there.
And he climbed with the lad to the Eiffelberg Tower. This, cried the mayor, is your Houndstalker's hour. But the time for the who have blood that is red to come to the aid of their country, he said. We've got to make noise in the greener amounts. So open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts. Thus he spoke as he climbed, and they got to the top. The lad cleared his voice and shouted out, Yup.
I kind of think that our world leaders should sit down and read this story to their nations once or twice a year.
Yeah. That yop, that one small extra yop, put it over. And finally, at last, from the speck on the clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled. Do you see what I mean? They've proved they are a person, no matter how small. Their whole world was saved by the smallest of all. How true. Yes, true, said the big kangaroo. And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do. From now on, I'm going to protect them with you. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, Me too. From the sun in the summer, from the rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them, no matter how smallish.
Bravo!
Yay! There you go, everybody. One book for our anniversary. Horton, here's the Who. Nah, that's it.
I know what book I should have got you to read tonight. If it was my choice. I wrote a story.
Yes, we should have done that. We should draw some pictures for it. I have the copy here somewhere. Then we'll do after we do Miss Dr. Seuss. We'll draw some simple pictures for your story and we'll read it.
Okay.
Zeus's. That's it. Hey everybody, thank you very much for tuning. That worked out pretty good. We're right at the half an hour markish. So that's really good.
Yeah.
If you hadn't had to do all this anniversary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I hadn't tipped my hat in like
that's
18 million times.
12,000 million, zillion, 65.
This takes up so much time at the beginning.
It slows me down.
Yes.
There you go. Well, happy anniversary. Love you.
I love you too.
No, don't be weird. Anyways, that's what I say all the time. Miss Christy goes, I love you. Like, stop being weird. Stop, pal. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today was 884th book that we've read. And I don't know what day it is. What day is it for us to have been reading? Let's ask Suri. Hey, Suri. How many days ago was March 18th, 2020?
It was 454 days ago.
454 days? That's a pretty long time to be reading. I skipped some days in between, but not all the time, but it's still long. Hey, Suri, tell me a joke.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, let me tell you. Hey, Suri, please tell me a joke.
How do you make a computer say 5? You'll figure it out. It's Programming Binary 101.
Well, it's funny.
Hey, Suri, can you tell me a different joke?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
You're not allowed to tell jokes anymore. Sorry, can you tell me a joke?
I once had a cat who swallowed a ball of yarn. She had mittens.
She had mittens. There you go. I don't understand the other joke. I guess that's just a Surrey joke. That's awesome. Hey, it's awful lot like when I tell you a joke. Sometimes you're like, other times you're just like,
Yep.
the times you go, it works out really good on TV. Because I just say that you didn't like the joke and it gets a bigger laugh than the joke. Anyways, we have to stop talking. So please don't interrupt Miss Christie. Good night, everybody. Remember, in a world where sometimes you don't feel like you fit in, there's always somebody that's going to love you. Because I never felt like I fit in, and I always kind of felt like I was an outsider. And then Miss Christie came along and confirmed that I was an outsider, and that's okay. And I could be just me. There you go. So that's why. That's my speech for tonight. So have yourself a really good day, really good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And remember, like we learned from Horton, Here's a Who, there's nobody too small to protect, right? And it doesn't mean stature small. It just means some people that feel like they are marginalized or people that feel like they don't matter. We need to include them and make them feel like they do matter, and that's what they mean by protecting. There you go. Sounds that. It's a good lesson to learn. Good night, Facebook friends, good night. Good night, Facebook friends, good night. May your dreams be cheery and your dreams be bright. Good night, Facebook friends, good night. Sleep tight, Facebook friends, sleep tight. Sleep tight, Facebook friends, sleep tight. May your dreams be so cheery till the morning light, and silly till the morning light. And I'll remember the words to my song that I wrote myself in the morning light. Good night, Facebook friends, good night. Lots of love from Miss Christie and I. And I will talk to you tomorrow. And guess what, Miss Christie? Tonight, I'm not even going to ask for a puppy.
Okay.
That's it. Because for our anniversary, we're not getting a puppy.
Right.
But tomorrow, I'm getting a puppy.
No puppy.
She said, maybe.